deep in the heart of Texas.
The hell do you guys want? And more importantly, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got. Before we get started with anything, like I said, we're on my time, so we're going to do things like I want to do them. I want to cover something right off the bat.
We're in the business of winning.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. I'm serving notice. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
We're in the business of winning.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
Moving so fast you can't even talk about it. Things are just popping right now. Things are starting to cultivate. Things are starting to grow. Things are getting real colorful.
Look at. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Don't lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, absolutely total control right there. Watch this. Champion's prerogative, and I just exercised that option.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, if he wants to keep an eye on me, don't look behind you. No, don't look in front. Don't look to the sides. Look straight up, because I'm right on top of you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
And any crying or any excuses is just sour grapes.
We're in the business of winning.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Don't lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't degrade the champion at any time. Yeah, I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah. I'm on my way. And nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me.
And we had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid. You never go wrong.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
The hell do you guys want? And more importantly, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got. Before we get started with anything, like I said, we're on my time, so we're going to do things like I want to do them. I want to cover something right off the bat.
We're in the business of winning.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. I'm serving notice. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
We're in the business of winning.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
Been so fast you can't even talk about it. Things are just popping right now. Things are starting to cultivate. Things are starting to grow. Things are getting real colorful.
Look at.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, absolutely total control right there. Watch this. Champion's prerogative, and I just exercised that option.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, if he wants to keep an eye on me, don't look behind you. No, don't look in front. Don't look to the sides. Look straight up, because I'm right on top of you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
And any crying or any excuses is just sour grapes.
We're in the business of winning.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't degrade the champion at any time. Yeah, I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah. I'm on my way. And nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me.
And we had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid. You never go wrong.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
What the hell do you guys want? And more important than that, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got. Before we get started with anything, like I said, we're on my time, so we're going to do things like I want to do them. I want to cover something right off the bat.
We're in the business of winning.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. I'm serving notice. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
We're in the business of winning.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
Been so fast you can't even talk about it. Things are just popping right now. Things are starting to cultivate. Things are starting to grow. Things are getting real colorful.
Look at.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, absolutely total control right there. Watch this. Champion's prerogative, and I just exercised that option.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, if he wants to keep an eye on me, don't look behind you. Oh, no, don't look in front. Don't look to the sides. Look straight up, because I'm right on top of you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
And any crying or any excuses is just sour grapes.
We're in the business of winning.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't degrade the champion at any time. Yeah, I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah. I'm on my way. And nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me.
And we had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid, and you never go wrong.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
What the hell do you guys want? And more important than that, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got. Before we get started with anything, like I said, we're on my time, so we're going to do things like I want to do them. I want to cover something right off the bat.
We're in the business of winning.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. I'm serving notice. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
We're in the business.
All right, we're live.
All right.
Let's go over our picks last week. I got +7 overall. I got 0 total for the NFL, but I got 7 in college.
I got 0 in college, and I got 4 in the NFL.
I got my big one was Baylor OU over 61.5. I put 4 on that one, and then I hit my other 2 2s. Texas K-State over 54.5, and then I think Florida State absolutely trounced Miami. They were -7.5.
Yeah, Florida State's been showing that they're actually a really good team.
Yeah, I have them this week again.
Yeah, I had Tulane over Tulsa. That almost the only 7.5 I had to put 4 on it, but I lost 4 on the UNC Virginia game because UNC I think barely beat them. I had another big one. What was it? Oh yeah, Notre Dame beating Clemson really hurt me. That was a surprise. I think they beat them pretty good too. You messing with my sheet?
Yeah, sorry.
That's good.
You didn't have. Oh, did you have an upset last week? Oh, okay. There's Ian.
Yeah.
Finally. Here, let me blow this up a little
Ian,
bit.
how'd you do in college and NFL last week?
Shitty.
And we're live. Watch your language. True. What you get?
Like negative. Ooh, this lighting sucks dick. I got -4.5 overall, I think. So whatever that is. I think I got -2 in NFL last week.
Right.
That looks better.
That Baltimore only -3.5 on the Saints was just looked so easy, and it was. Got me 4. My other 4 was New England against the Colts. New England's defense, I think, is like top 3. They keep winning.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Ian.
I was gonna say I haven't even made my NFL picks yet because Ren was rushing me.
I didn't do any big picks in NFL last week. I just came out even 0.
I thought the Eagles would absolutely demolish the Texans, and they didn't. So I lost 4 on that. The Chargers -3. I got a push because they won by 3.
Yeah, me too.
And
Minnesota -3 at Washington. I was a little disappointed in.
Yeah, that lost me. No, that was a push too, right?
Yeah, but I thought for sure Minnesota would cover.
For sure, I put 4 on it, so I got a 0. But I still did all right. I got 4 in the NFL, but then 0 over here in.
What do y'all think about Tennessee getting beat by Bama or Georgia? Pretty good.
Just shows Georgia's really, really. I think Georgia's my pick.
Yeah, I think I think you got them. I can't believe they got beat that bad though.
Me either. Their offense and their quarterback is so good that I did not. But Georgia just, man.
Nick's first week having them.
I know, right? All right, Ian, you want to go over anything last week before we get into this week?
Let me look at my stuff from last week. I'm not going to be picking any more 4s. That North Carolina Virginia game surprised me.
Yeah, that's what I said. I lost 4 on that.
OU Baylor Oh, you garbage. But I will be picking them this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Is Gabriel back?
Yeah. Liberty, Arkansas. I'm super bummed I didn't make that my super dog. Liberty won outright, and I think they were my only super dog win this year against BYU.
Yeah. Liberty, who's their coach now? Hugh Freeze?
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll jump into this week. Let me throw up the betting transition I made because I like it so much.
You're looking for faith? Forgiveness? I'm looking for the Bulls to cover the spread.
Do you rent that yacht?
No, I own it.
That's how I feel about this weekend. I know these teams better than they know themselves. I'm going 12 for 12 this weekend, and that includes the Monday night parlay.
I'm gambling again. Yeah, give me 5 times a piece on St. Louis, Minnesota, and Baltimore.
It's gonna be okay, all right? We're gonna get back on track this weekend.
Pay that man his money.
What
what's it called, John? Or
Here, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and jump into mine. I'll start with my underdog is Alabama this week. I don't know how many times you're gonna get Bama. They were like -8.5 or something, or -8, I think.
And I will be copying that.
No, so Bama's favored.
Are they favored? Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, they're favored by like 12, I thought.
Well, then I'm taking no. Oh, against Miss. Yeah.
Okay, I read that wrong. I'll come back to it then. That's my fault.
I might take
Bama -12. Okay, then I might take Ole Miss then. But either way, it seemed like a big spread. It's 12 points. So that'd be, what is it, 5 and then another 3 if it hits?
Yep.
Who you taking?
Oh, well, if it's 12 points.
I think it's 12. I was just going off the top of my dome.
I'm going to take Syracuse. They're 7.
Yeah, Super Dogs are 5 points for a hit and then 3 for every 6 additional. Yeah, so that'd be 8 points if it hit.
Ooh, Louisville against Clemson would be a good one.
All right, so my first game is Tennessee -20.5 at Missouri. Obviously, I think Tennessee got embarrassed last week. They're coming back home. Missouri has been playing okay recently. What was I looking at that made me pick this? Hang on. In terms of total offense, Tennessee is averaging 22 more points than Missouri. Missouri's 2-4 in conference. They're 4-5 overall. Their defense is about the same. They both allow 21.5 points roughly. But Tennessee's getting about 200 yards more, 175 yards more per game. Although they're allowing more yards too, that Georgia game probably is throwing that off a little bit. But I look for Tennessee to come home, put it on them. I think 3 touchdowns, I think, is more than possible. I think that's going to be easy for them to eclipse. Tennessee's 8-1 against the spread. 7-2 against the spread. Missouri's 5-4 against the spread. Missouri's last few games, they've lost to Kentucky 21-17. They beat South Carolina, which is definitely by far their best win. They won 23-10, so still they didn't exactly put up a bunch of points. 23's on the high end for them. They beat Vanderbilt 17-14 the week before that. And against Florida and Georgia, which I guess you would consider maybe better competition that they play, they score 17 and 22 respectively. So I think And they played Kentucky, Missouri, and Tennessee have both played Kentucky. Tennessee won 44-6, and Missouri lost 21-17. So I think if I can get it under that 3 touchdown mark, which it is right now at 20.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good hook to go on, and that's what I'm going to go with for Tennessee. So that's my first game. A little bit of a revenge game for Tennessee, I think. And I think they're going to want to really put it on Missouri. I think Tennessee really wants to get into the playoffs, so they have all the motivation, all the reason to run up the score and just absolutely trounce Missouri, coming back at home after that embarrassing loss to Georgia. And then the next game I had was Philadelphia and Washington Commanders over 44. I was looking at the point totals of what these guys put up. It's right at like the 54, 53 mark. I'm sorry, 44, 45 mark. Sorry about that. But Washington lately has been allowing about 21 points a game the last 3 games. And Philadelphia's been absolutely on fire, 29, 35, 26, 20, and 29 points their last 5. So I think the Eagles are maybe going to get to 30, 35 points here. I just need the Commanders to score essentially 10 points, which I think they can do. Philadelphia is allowing 17 points a game. I also think the point totals for Washington that they're scoring isn't very reflective of their offense. They're getting about 350 yards a game, which is not bad. Philadelphia is getting over 400 yards a game, and most of these teams do their damage through the air. So I'm really thinking this is going to be a high-scoring game. If they can get 3 touchdowns each essentially with a field goal on top, I think that's more than doable. I think it's going to happen. I think Commanders, Wentz is okay. Their wide receivers are healthy. So I think they're going to put up some points. I've been a kind of a believer in the Washington's air attack all year, even though it maybe hasn't translated. But I think any given game they could put up 28 or more. And I think against Philadelphia, who, their defense is pretty good, but they do give up 17 to 21 points pretty often. That's about where they give up. They have an outlier with the Pittsburgh game where they gave up 13 points. But other than that, they give up at least 17 points a game. And I only need Washington to score 10 if my logic holds out. And I think they'll do that. So I took Washington and Philadelphia over 44. Those are my only 2 games that I took this week to talk about. And then if you want to go ahead, I have UNC plus 3.5 at Wake as the next game up.
Yeah, I took North Carolina, and I believe they're the underdog. Which is Wake. Yeah, which is weird to me. I mean, I guess because Wake's at home. This is a really weird number when you got a number 15 ranked team playing an unranked team, and they're a 4-point underdog. So I'm taking North Carolina in the points. Wake has been playing that as good as they were early in the year. They've been struggling the last few games. I believe they've lost 2 in a row. Let's see. They do have, Sam Hartman, but that's really about it. He hasn't been playing well. It is a rivalry game, so I know they'll both be up for it. Even though Wake's at home, I still like North Carolina. I mean, they have a Heisman hopeful with Drake May, and he's just killing it right now. Their offense is number 5 in the country. I mean, they're scoring 40 points a game. Both had bad defenses, so I was actually also going to go with the over on this. because they both can score, and I believe the over under is 77, but these are both top offenses in the college football. So
yeah, I think I took the under on that 77 just because just seems
it
like
is a high number.
Seems like a
but,
stupid amount.
Yeah, but it's like you got the number 5 offense, and you got Wake, who's also a great offense. I think Drake May's leading the country in touchdowns. Wake's been playing bad. North Carolina's 2-0 against the spread when they're underdogs. They do have the only loss, which was to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame has proved us wrong. They're actually pretty good and they're balling right now. So I'm taking UNC and the points against Wake. The other one I was looking at this week was UCF and Tulane. Let's see here. I'm picking Tulane -1.5. They're at home. They're both a pretty equally matched teams, almost in everything. UCF has a little better offense. Tulane's a little better defense, but Tulane's won, I think, 5 in a row against the same team. Tulane, UCF beat Memphis by 7. Tulane beat them by 10. It's really close. Both these teams are really close. Let's see here. But UCF, they're having quarterback problems. They're switching between Reese Plumlee, who's a runner and a passer, and their backup, who's won them 2 games, so they don't really know. I don't really know who's going to start. I couldn't even find it. UCF did beat K-State, which one's kind of similar offenses. Tulane beat them. So I don't know. It was a hard pick. I mean, it was hard. Like I had to pick Tulane to beat them. Really don't have any more stats. Just that the ECU game.
I was gonna say they both played East Carolina, and Tulane beat them 24-9, and UCF lost 34-13 to them.
Yeah, and they played. I already talked about Memphis. So just by that, I picked Tulane. I mean, it could easily go either way, obviously. But I think Tulane's a better team. They've been playing better, and UCF's just been struggling. And with Tulane, they're also at home, so I'm just gonna go with them in the points.
Tulane's fired up about not getting game day.
Why is that?
Because they haven't been ranked in like 20 years or some shit, and then they get ranked. They have a home game against UCF, and game day went back to Austin, and Tulane was mad.
I didn't know that, but yeah, so extra motivation. So I took Tulane in the points. I do think though it's going to be a high scoring game. I would also bet on the over, but I just think Tulane's better. And UCF has a lot of problems right now with quarterback. They did beat Cincinnati, which was a good win, but I just think Tulane's overall the better team. Like Ian said, game day's not there, so they got to show the nationwide game day should have been there.
Y'all can't hear my dogs, can y'all?
Yeah, we can.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can.
Oh, y'all can?
Yeah, we can hear them.
What about now?
No.
All right, I turned on that noise suppression. I thought it was on. That's why I was just sitting.
Kind of hear them. Go ahead.
Is that all your picks, or are we just doing the main ones right now?
Just the main ones right now.
All right. Baylor -2.5 versus K-State. It's kind of sticking what I know here, sticking in the Big 12. They both have 2 losses, so they're like technically tied for second place in the conference. So they, even though K-State has the loss to the Longhorns, so I think they need the Longhorns to lose and going to get in some crazy scenario. But So technically, this is a huge game for both of their seasons if they want to control their own destiny moving forward. So I do think the line is correct. That's a close game. Yeah, 2.5. Let's see. Baylor they start off a little slow, but they've been looking good. They did just beat OU 38-35. Been on a 3-game winning streak since, Gabriel's been back. I think they got 3 losses on the year, and they've only lost by like a total of 20 points. They're not getting blown out, and they're just a more balanced team in my opinion. Their offense is 26th in yards per game. Their defense is 37th for yards per game on defense, so it's pretty balanced, not bad. And they're good at running the ball, which is needed against K-State. K-State relies on their defense. Baylor's a top 25 run team. And that's big because, let's see, K-State has the 18th best scoring defense. They're only giving up 19 points, but their rush defense is 71st in the country. So if Baylor can control the time, consistently run the ball in K-State, I think they can pull out a win here. And K-State is really bad at passing the ball. 105th passing yards per game. It's the 5th year for their freaking quarterback, and he's still pretty garbage, throwing 60%. He's only got 6 touchdowns and 1 interception, but that's because they're not letting him throw the ball. Baylor's quarterback's pretty good. Around 70% completion, 13 TDs, 6 interceptions. Baylor just seems like the more balanced team, so I'm going to take them. I mean, K-State's coming off a big loss as well, so I like Baylor here. I took them I've had 2 points. Who's next on the board?
You again.
UT -7.
Oh, yeah.
Your boys.
First of all, I would bet this. I have it as a 2. I'm hoping that goes down to like 6.5 because I'd be super confident in that. But you know what? I'll take them for 2.7. We're going to the game. You knew I was going to bet it. No matter what, I would have found an argument to make for anything. But, I mean, last year, Bijan Robinson against TCU, 35 rushes, 216 yards, 2 TDs, like 6 yards a carry or something crazy. And, last week, the reason I used a similar stat for Texas over Kansas State, and they just went out there and did the same thing to him. Bijan ran all over him. Their Texas O-line is better this year than it was last year. They shouldn't have any trouble doing that again. And Gary Patterson is the defensive-minded coach. I'm not sure what Sonny Dykes is, but it seems like he's offense with the amount of points TCU is putting up. So I don't think they've improved their defense. No stats to back that up, though. And the Longhorns, they're 4-1 straight up and 4-1 against the spread at home this season. The straight-up loss was the Alabama game. They're 3-1 against the spread. It's a favorite. TCU is 6-2 in this game since the playoffs started, so that's not good. But that was all Gary Patterson, and he now coaches with Texas. So I don't believe in Sonny Dykes. And if your team is ranked 4 and Vegas gives you a 6-point underdog, that is the ultimate just slap in the face.
This is this line is, I just can't believe they have Texas favored by 7.
The only thing you can say is Vegas has to know something.
So
it doesn't make any sense.
Wouldn't you take TCU then with that argument?
No, because I'm like, Vegas is like a guy. I think this line means Vegas thinks Texas wins by more. No, I'm going the wrong way.
No, they want you to take T-State. If our instinct is true in terms of the Neo blindfold, then that means they want you to take TCU.
Yeah.
So, they must think Texas is going to win by 10 points or something,
Yeah. Imagine if Texas had beat Alabama how much more confident everybody would be on them beating TCU.
I mean, I think that FPI plays more of a role than I thought in spreads because each week Texas is ranked like 6th, and I'm not even sure how FPI is calculated. I mean, we're not going to get into the math or whatever, but I think that's why Texas keeps favored, and they have 3 losses by 11 points, so it hasn't been off that much. And last week they were a unranked playing a ranked team at the ranked team's stadium, and they were favorites. So
I think this has a lot to do with Texas at home too. You guys, your defense at home is pretty good. Iowa State held to 21. You blanked Oklahoma, although that was a neutral field. And West Virginia, you held to 20. So
that's right. Read them out, Nick.
And then TCU, I don't think really has much of a defense. They're allowing 27 points a game, whether it be home or on the road.
The big issue for me is Texas has started hot in the first half, and TCU's the opposite. They start hot, they get hot in the second half, but Texas hasn't been scoring a lot in the second half. It's kind of been an Achilles heel for them. So, but Quentin Johnson, the projected first rounder for TCU at wide receiver, he didn't play last week. There's been no news of him playing this week. So even if he does suit up, he's probably still hurt. And then the biggest game that TCU has played, like the biggest crowd they've played in front of is like 54,000 this year. And Texas is going to have like 105,000. So, let's hope.
They have a good run game, though.
Yeah, but
what their TCU's quarterback?
Yeah, but Bijan's the best player on the field, especially in terms of running backs.
Yeah, I think TCU does have the second leading rusher.
Yeah,
in the Big 12, but
TCU's averaging 220 rushing yards a game. You guys are averaging 192. So
their quarterback is the reason for that.
Damn.
True.
Yeah, that really shows Texas' run game because Ewers really doesn't run. So.
Right, that's all Robinson pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. It seems crazy on paper, but you know what? I'm going to write here in the sheet. I'm going to put Texas -7 versus number 4 TCU.
That is crazy, to be favored against the top 14. But, yep, we're going to the game, so we'll see it.
Yeah, dude, game day. Can't wait.
Are you going to get there early with the sign?
Yeah, you need to make a sign.
That says what, NMB Sports? Just so we can put a clip of NMB Sports on there?
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool if you wanted to do that. It's up to you, though.
Dude, just have like a super massive one. Like, do they ever like make people? I guess
you're gonna be there, man.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna be holding up a sign. You are.
Angela asked if I wanted to make a sign. I had to get stuff, and I said like an NMB Sports sign. She was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
There you go.
She's like, "We can make other ones." So I don't know. Angela's 4'9", so you're gonna have to hold a sign if we have 2, Ryan.
Just put it on a stick or something. Put it on one of those yard sale sticks you drive into the ground. Get it like 15 feet in the air. That'd be hilarious.
And I wonder how much of a benefit, if this is gonna benefit crowd noise or dampen it. Game day is at 8 a.m. The game is at 6 p.m.
Oh my god!
Damn.
Yeah. There's going to be a ton of drunk people at that game.
Some people aren't going to even make it to their seats.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping the ones that go to game day for the most part don't have tickets. They just want to go for the game day experience. And these are going to be a lot of college kids. They can rally.
Yeah, they got the energy still.
Did you just say they could rally?
Yeah, they can. God. They can, pass out at 1 p.m. and then.
That's what I was going to actually say. Yeah, they should pass out, get a nap in, and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Rally. That's a term from like Angela's age. Or sister.
Yeah, you know what it means. All right.
Last
OU
one.
-8 at West Virginia. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was trashing OU for this podcast started, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to end up taking them. They haven't been a lot better on offense. Dylan Gabriel's been back. did lose to Baylor last week, 38-35, but I actually think Baylor's pretty good. And Dylan Gabriel did throw 3 picks in that game. We can almost bet my entire point lead here, but I'm not going to. That there's no way West Virginia gets 3 interceptions. Their defense is really bad. West Virginia allowed 172 rush yards to Iowa State last week. All Iowa State pretty much does is play defense and run. So it wasn't like there was a lot of air attack threats from Iowa State, and they still were able to run all over West Virginia. And OU is 13th in rush yards per game. So I think Eric Gray, the running back for OU, leads them to victory here. And then JT Daniels, the QB for West Virginia. This is his 3rd stop. Wasn't good at his previous 2, and he's not good now. He's thrown 6 interceptions and 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games. He was benched last week in the Iowa State game. So I'm not even sure who's starting. So we got some QB uncertainty for West Virginia. And yeah, OU's defense is really bad. But I mean, you got to think OU doesn't want to not get into a bowl game this year. They're at 5 wins. I'm not even sure what West Virginia's at.
West Virginia's 3-6, 1-5 in conference. So one loss more.
I imagine it's hard to get up for games when you're 1-5 in your conference. I mean, it is OU, but you know, OU's getting 8 at West Virginia.
West Virginia's in terms of yards allowed, West Virginia is only 20 yards better than Oklahoma. So as bad as Oklahoma is, West Virginia is pretty bad too.
Yeah, and at least OU's got an offense. West Virginia can't be relied on to have their offense pick up their defense, so they can get into a hole. That's what I'm betting on. It's only a 1-point play for me, but I went ahead and did this one because I know more about the Big 12 than the other conferences.
Gotcha. All right, well, that wraps it up. We want to talk any NBA or no?
Oh, we're not going to go through our picks?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, good point. Let me go first, I guess. I'll go real quick. I took LSU Arkansas under 62. I would have hit the LSU Alabama game last week on the under, but they went to overtime, which kind of pissed me off. So I feel like I got that right, even though I didn't get it right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think LSU and Arkansas, again, I think these are kind of 2 teams that they run the ball a lot. They're not exactly high-flying offenses. I could see a sort of grinded out kind of game between them, which is kind of what I expected with LSU and Alabama. I took Georgia minus 16.5 at Mississippi State. I think at this point, after that win against Tennessee, I don't think they're going to have a letdown. I think Georgia, not to like humble brag here, but Georgia playing in the SEC, I think knows that they can't let up the gas pedal at all. They got to keep going forward, and I think they're going to try to keep putting it on teams if they can. So I don't think they have like a letdown week. I think they beat Mississippi State pretty good. K-State Baylor over 52. That seemed really low to me. Both of these teams are averaging like 25 points a game at least, if not scoring 35. So 52 seems really low. And then on the flip side, I took UNC and Wake under 77.5. That feels just astronomically high. I'm just kind of playing the odds, even though they're 2 really good defenses who can, easily put up 35 points apiece or more. But 77 just seems so much. All you need is one bad quarter or a couple bad drives. Washington, Oregon under 73. Same kind of thing. Oregon's offense is very hit or miss. They could put up 40 or they could put up 20. So I took the under in that game. TCU and UT over 65. I looked at these guys' last few games, and again, they're scoring 28, 35 a game, if not more, like the last 5. So I think that's going to go over. Florida State -7 at Syracuse. Florida State's been rolling recently. They crushed Miami last week. Syracuse isn't bad. They could play a little bit of a spoiler here, but I think Florida State's going to get it done and win by at least 10. And then I'm having to eat my words again. I'm gonna go UCLA -20 versus Arizona State at home. UCLA crushed. I think it was Arizona last week by about 21, I believe. So I think they probably get it done again. UCLA, probably the surprise team of the year, if I had to be honest. Or at least
we were really dogging them.
Yeah, I really was, and they barely beat Southern Alabama. I think they barely beat Colorado too. So I was really down on them, and I don't think they really had any aspirations to be top 25 this year coming into the season. So I think they're probably definitely one of the surprise teams so far. In the NFL, I got Atlanta -2.5 at Carolina tonight.
Yeah, me too on that.
Yeah, Seattle. I took the Seattle Seahawks money line at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's been struggling, even though they barely got a win last week against the Rams. Seattle keeps winning and keeps producing. I guess kind of like the UCLA. I'm just gonna kind of roll with them. I think this is probably a spot they get a win in. Miami -3.5 at home versus Cleveland. I'm gonna actually change that to a 2. Miami's been surprisingly good. Tennessee -3 at home versus Denver. I have no faith in Denver, so that's a 2-point play for me. Detroit, Chicago, under 48.5. Chicago's offense obviously is not very good. Detroit's very hit or miss. So I only made that a 1-point play. Giants -4.5 versus Houston. I'm going to make that a 2-point play as well. KC and Jacksonville, over 50.5. Minnesota, Buffalo, over 43.5. Las Vegas, they've burned me the last couple weeks, but I went ahead. I'm going to triple dip, and I'm going to take them -4.5 at home versus Indiana. Arizona and the Rams, over 40.5. That seemed like a really low point total. I know the Rams offense has kind of been down lately, but I would think if they can get it turned around against any team, it'd be Arizona. And then Dallas -4.5 at Green Bay. And then, of course, my game, Washington, Philly, over 44. Go ahead, Ren.
I really agree with you on most of those NFL picks. When I get to them, I got USC -34 against Colorado. That's just USC is a great offense, and Colorado is one of the worst teams in the country.
Yeah, they are.
And their defense is really, it's astronomically bad. I actually put 4 on that.
Yep.
The Texas TCU, I picked it is a weird line. I know TCU is a great running quarterback. Texas sometimes struggles to stop the run, but I don't see TCU trying to air it out. So Texas really only has to focus on keeping the quarterback and contained. So I did take them for 1. Ohio State, same thing, -40 against Indiana. CJ Stroud, I think, best quarterback in the country, probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. I agree with you on Tennessee. Great offense. They did. When you face Georgia, Kirby Smart, probably the best defensive mind in college football. So I don't see that happening again.
Missouri's a little stingy on defense.
Yeah, but Tennessee is a great offense, great quarterback.
I would think the Tennessee athletes get the nod over the Missouri athletes on the defensive end.
And like you said, they really want to win. They really want to run it up.
Yeah, dude, I think Tennessee probably knows they have a shot at the playoff, and I would think that's all the motivation they need.
Yeah, and Missouri, I actually put 4 on that.
Yeah, I guess you could say they are the team in the country that has to run it up the most, because to even get in with 1 loss, they won't be playing in the conference championship. They would have to look really good.
Unless Georgia slips up really bad the next couple weeks, but that probably won't happen.
Georgia has to lose 2
Georgia
games.
Georgia has a QB who's been there before. Their coach, they're just Georgia's just a damn good team, and I think they're holding people to 8 or 9 points.
Yeah. That being said, so let's say Bama and Georgia went out and they play each other in the SEC championship, and Tennessee wins out. Do those 3 guys get in?
It's something like it. It's hard because then you have Michigan and Ohio State.
Too.
Michigan and Ohio State got to play each other, so that's gonna knock one of them. down a win or one loss. And you got TCU if they're still there. It's a weird scenario.
Yeah, the next like 2 to 3 weeks are going to be really interesting.
I think LSU is in the driver's seat for the West.
Yeah, they beat Bama, huh? Bama has 2 losses now, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
So that being said, I have Arkansas beating LSU.
Yeah, that's a 3.5 point line.
Yeah, I took them with it's 4, right? 4 points.
Whatever, it's close enough.
Oh yeah, so I think just KJ Jefferson and the run game. Like you said, Nick, is gonna be a grinded out type game. I think though Arkansas just comes out on top. Probably gonna be a low scoring game. Notre Dame minus 15.5 against Navy.
I looked at this one too. I didn't pick it, but I wanted to take Notre Dame instinctively.
Yeah. They beat Syracuse and Clemson. Like, they're really hot right now. The Navy's lost, I think, 3 of their last 4. And yeah, Notre Dame is really showing that they're actually a really good team.
Yeah.
We kind of, like we did UCLA, we were down on them, but proving us wrong. Kentucky minus 18 against Vanderbilt. I think Kentucky still, has one of the best defenses.
I like that one too.
Yeah, they have a top 10 defense.
Vanderbilt's been getting crushed.
Yeah, Vandy's letting people score 37 points on them a game. Will Levis is a good quarterback. He's actually, I looked at it, he's projected, I think, the number 2-3 quarterback to be drafted. But even just their defense and how bad Vanderbilt is. So I took them minus 18. I actually could see them getting blanked, but I took it for 2. I took Nebraska plus 31 against Michigan. I think that's just a really high points for Michigan to cover. I know Michigan has a great defense and offense, but I don't know. I just instinctively wanted to take the 31 points. Louisville and Clemson. I actually took Louisville and the touchdown. Clemson's been kind of a weird team this year. I think they now have, 2 losses?
Yeah, they just lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louisville's been playing. I think they've been playing pretty good football. I know the country has, 70% of the country comes in winning this. Louisville actually has a better defense. Really good offense. They've won 5 in a row. They beat Wake Forest 48-21. So, and when Wake Forest was number 10, so they're balling, and Clemson just got smacked by Notre Dame.
Yeah, Clemson feels like they got away with a few wins there for a while too. A little bit of fool's gold.
That Syracuse win they had,
and Wake Forest.
Double overtime, I think, against Wake, or overtime.
And I got the Georgia, minus 16 against Mississippi State. We've talked about Georgia. They're basically good at everything. Kirby Smart, best defensive coach in the nation. I think Stetson, is that his name?
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, he's the quarterback. He's been there before. Didn't he? He walked on, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure he was a walk-on. He was like 3rd string or something.
That's crazy. Yeah, and he's won a national championship and might win one again.
Because Georgia got the number 1 quarterback in the nation a few years ago, and Bennett's just been taking over. He hasn't even let that guy get any playing time.
No, Bennett's he's been balling. I did take Florida, FSU minus 7 against Syracuse. Kind of like you said, it's Syracuse. They get up and they also get down. They're a hard team to read. Like I think I don't think Florida State's going to absolutely destroy them, but I do think they could beat them by 7 to 14 points. Florida State's been playing extremely good.
Florida State's a good ball club this year. They're solid. Yeah. They're not like really, amazing at anything, but they're not really bad at anything either.
Yeah, they're. I think they got into the top 25.
Yeah, they beat LSU at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and then they kind of stumbled, but then they really got it going now.
They crushed Miami last week, I believe.
Yeah. Miami always gets that good ranking at the beginning of the year and really doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of their athletes. I took UCLA over Arizona, pretty much all the reasons you said. UCLA is just a damn good team. Definitely was wrong about them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, me for sure.
And then
I hated on them so much.
Yeah. I already explained why I picked Tulane over UCF. I might change that to a 1 because I think that game could go either way.
What's the quarterback situation again? You said like they're flip-flopping their QBs.
Tulane has a Reese. What's his name? Not Tulane. UCF's quarterback is. Nope. So they have his name's Reese Plumlee. He's just 11 touchdowns, 6 passes, but he's also their leading rusher. And then their backup, I don't know if Reese Plumlee got hurt, but their backup had won them 2 games, and he's more of a passing quarterback. So from what I was reading, they don't really know who's going to start the game.
Interesting.
But they're absolutely opposite type quarterbacks.
I always think that's a really bad sign when you can't pick a quarterback, in my opinion.
That always hurts your team, especially if they're splitting reps and practice and stuff. That's really hard to get chemistry and get things going.
Yeah.
In the NFL, I took Atlanta against the Panthers. I think the Panthers are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They traded away McCaffrey, which is crazy to me, and then Chuba Hubbard, he's hurt.
I think Hubbard's coming back this week though.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it doesn't. I mean,
running back doesn't make much of a difference if you don't have anything around him.
Yeah, and I mean, Baker Mayfield, is he starting or is PJ Walker starting? I don't know. Atlanta has, they have, stuff to play for because that division is so bad. They're tied for first in the division at 4-5. I believe it's Tampa Bay, right?
Tampa Bay, yeah, it's not New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans sucks.
Yeah, so.
But they're all kind of right there.
Yeah, so I mean, I just think like the Panthers got to feel like they see their management trading away their best player. They don't really have anybody at quarterback. Atlanta has more to play for. Then I got the Giants. I would have them destroying Houston. I don't know, only have to cover 4.5.
Couple field goals.
Yeah, New York has just been damn good this year. Solid passing, solid running, solid their defense is one of the top 5.
Yeah, they eke out some wins though. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. They play that grinded out old school football.
See, Houston is one of the worst run defenses. There's surprisingly they're 14th or 15th in total defense, but their rush defense is absolutely horrible, and Saquon Barkley can take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Even their quarterback can run. So I took Seahawks plus 2.5 at Tampa. Like I said, they just keep doing what they're doing. We thought it was kind of fool's gold at the beginning of the year, but man, what's
Geno
this quarterback's name? Geno Smith is putting up some pretty good numbers. I mean,
he keeps producing,
Yeah, it's got 2,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's damn good. Even their running back with Walker, 570 yards, 7 touchdowns. It's not just one-sided. And I believe Mike Evans is out. Gage, that's 2 of their receivers.
Yeah, I think Evans is hurt. I think you're right about that.
So, I mean, without Evans, I think that really hurts Tampa.
Aggie product.
What a pussy.
Lions plus 3 at Chicago. I just love the Lions offense. Chicago, they're so one-dimensional. They just run. I mean, they're great at running the ball, but that's really all they do. I think in the Lions, they can just score. I just feel like, and you're giving 3. I just feel like they can. I mean, beat Chicago. Chicago hasn't done, they're not very impressive.
Yeah, I was wrong on Chicago this year too. I thought they were gonna have a bit of a breakout year. I even took Mooney, their wide receiver, like semi-high in my fantasy draft, like middle rounds, and they've just been horrible. Not horrible, but they're just not doing what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? They've lost to like 4 of their last 5 games. They lost even to Washington, which is embarrassing. Miami, but Miami, I mean, it was a shootout. Miami beat them.
I still like Fields though. Fields seems like a good game manager. I think he just puts 1 or 2 things around him. I like Fields overall. I just like when watching him play. He looks like an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I watch him. He always looks kind of frustrated at the play calling. I think he doesn't like this whole run, and then he doesn't look comfortable. I mean,
he looks the part though, for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And when he runs, he's just how do you say it? Like sneaky fast when he runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good runner. What's he at? 10 touchdowns. They just got Claypool too, right?
Yeah, but I hate running quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, picking up first downs is one thing, or buying time, but yeah, you can't be a runner.
I forgot that Chicago got Chase Claypool. That's a good get for them.
Yeah, that could help them tremendously.
I think, having a young team like that, and you got your running back, your quarterback, Claypool, to go with Mooney. Definitely gonna give him more weapons.
Yeah, you hope maybe they got Claypool because hopefully they're gonna start letting Fields open it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of like changing my mind, so I'll just move on. Kansas City against the Jaguars. They only have to get 9.5. I feel like they're just gonna blow out the Jags.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I took that over 50.
Yeah, Kansas City, one of the top 2 offenses. Jags, horrible defense. So, I mean, in Kansas City, it's just been balling. I think you cannot say that about Jacksonville.
Yeah, we essentially agree on everything.
Yeah, let's see. In my last, I got Dallas at Green Bay.
That one seems a little tricky, huh? That one seems like it should be more.
It's a weird. I think it's just because Green Bay's at home. Green Bay is not the same team. Obviously, they've been in the past. He doesn't really have weapons to throw to, but
Rodgers has a history of fucking destroying us in the fourth quarter.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Aaron Rodgers can just turn any game around by himself. And the last one I have is just the Eagles beating the Commanders. God, the Commanders is such a weird name, but I think Eagles, number 1 defense, their offense, Jalen Hurts, everybody. I think they could cover that 11 easily.
They are rolling right now. I'm gonna be really interested to see what the Dallas Eagles line is when they play again, because
Eagles are undefeated, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking the Cowboys are gonna be getting points. I'm be interested to see what that line is in the future.
It'd be one of those things where Eagles come in undefeated and Cowboys are they playing at Dallas or at Philly?
I'm not sure. I think it's in Philly, if I had to guess.
If it was in Dallas, Dallas might have been favored by a little bit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a damn good game because the NFC East is just all ballers except the Commanders.
Yeah, I think I saw some kind of. The reason why I said that is because I saw some kind of odds predictor at Philadelphia's the rest of their schedule, and they had Dallas as a slight favorite. And I think that's just because they figure the Eagles have to lose one along the way, and I guess Dallas is the main team to do that if they do lose, because odds are they won't go undefeated, right? So that's why I'm kind of interested to see what that line is if the Eagles are still undefeated when they get there.
I mean, Eagles to have that and being playing in the best division of football is really impressive.
Yeah, and NFC East totally turned around.
Yep, the least to the beast. Go ahead,
Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
So before I start, can I point out I have over here Ren loves golf, and if we rolled the tape back, you said the Lions' offense is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Remember we
And
made that side bet.
I believe Ryan bet against Jared Goff.
Right, but that was okay.
Let me see real quick.
All that is true. Oh, by the way, I put Syracuse +7 and they're my super dog. I believe we had the bet for if he QBR, right?
Yeah, Nick bet golf top 11 QBR push if he's number 11. Obviously, Detroit. The Detroit record will be the tiebreaker.
So, what is his QBR? Right. Well, Ian, you go ahead.
All right. So I already did the first three. So I got LSU -3.5 at Arkansas. I almost went against this because the line seems strange. I understand it's a letdown game, but I think LSU is starting to get on a roll here, and I just can't trust Arkansas with anything.
Dude, LSU's recruiting too, man. Like they're always crushing it, man. Like they always will have the best athletes on the field unless you're playing Bama or something.
Yeah, they've got their like a nice little hotbed that almost always goes to LSU. See, I got Wake -4 versus North Carolina.
Going against your boy, huh?
Yeah, I got a lot of ones here because I did not do a lot of research. So I'm just going with the line here. I would think that most people would think North Carolina would be favored here. So if Wake is, I'm just going to go ahead and lay a point on that. See what Vegas does. And then Purdue, Illinois is under 44.5. I mean, can anybody name one player on either of these teams' offenses?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Just, man, Big Ten. I got another Big Ten line down here that's even worse for the over-under. Aggies +1.5 at Auburn. As
I'm
bad
done
as
with
the
the
Aggies have
Aggies,
been.
bro.
I mean, Aggies have burned me a lot just because I know there's a ton of talent there.
It's all on the defensive end, though. They can't score.
Something crazy about. Did you see how many players were out last week with the flu?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 or something.
That's a bullshit thing. They didn't have the flu.
They were all eating each other's buttholes.
But no, I mean, like, no, I mean, do you really think they had the flu or they got in trouble or something?
Nah, they wouldn't hide it. A lot of players, no, because it was a combo of the flu and then with the players suspended, they were missing like something crazy, like 15.
Oh yeah, okay. When you throw those guys in, yeah, it was like double digits.
And isn't there like players and coaches now they're getting at each other? It's just I think the Aggies like right now are just not.
There's probably a lot of frustration around.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Right
frustration. I feel like, and with what happened with the coaches, that the players got to be mad. I mean,
yeah,
it's just probably a weird locker room, probably a lot of tension, probably a lot of.
It just sucks, man, because like, God, I just thought the one thing Jimbo wouldn't do is like not produce at quarterback, and that's the one thing we're not doing. It's really frustrating.
I think that everything y'all are saying is the only reason the Aggies are underdogs here. They have the advantage in coaching and talent. Auburn doesn't have like really any advantages here. They just think it's a complete dumpster fire over there.
The Auburn coach is okay.
Well, what's the line?
Aggies +1.5.
I feel like the Aggies should be.
Hey, I'm not very confident in it.
I mean, wouldn't you think they would be favored?
I would still think they would be slight favorites, but again, I don't care.
Yeah,
they're getting the cold shoulder from me until they win me back.
Is Weidman starting?
I know he was sick last week. I don't know if it's him or Haynes King.
Jesus,
I know.
Hopefully it's Weidman.
Yeah, I hope so.
You should do a film room on the Aggies. Go ahead, Ian.
I really should. God damn it.
Man, where to even start?
Yeah.
So I got Iowa -1.5 versus Wisconsin. Wait till you see this over under I'm about to get to, but Iowa's got the better defense. They obviously think this is a low scoring game here.
Yeah, Iowa's one of
36.
the best defenses. Isn't Iowa one of the top defenses in the country?
Yeah, but they also are really garbage at offense, but so is Wisconsin. You know, I don't have a lot of stats to back this up. Just playing it for a 1-pointer.
Going with the gut.
Yeah, going with the gut. Same with the under. I mean, it's got to be the lowest on the board.
Yeah, that's pretty low. That's crazy.
And I mean,
you know what
that
they
is,
say? Lowest under, take it.
yeah, and earlier in the week it was actually lower. It was like
What?
33.5 or something.
Oh my God!
Interesting.
It was something like that.
A team in college could put that up in 1/2. That's crazy.
Yeah, not the Big Ten though.
Yeah, Big Ten's
Not the Big
grind
Ten.
it out, low scoring.
Yeah, and Iowa did all right when they played. Ohio State didn't absolutely crush them. I think they picked them off like 3 times.
CJ Stroud?
I think they ended up losing though by like 24 points. Notre Dame minus 15.5 versus Navy. I picked Notre Dame here because I think the over/under is only like 39 points. So I think they're clearly saying here that Notre Dame should absolutely crush Navy.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
a
didn't look into it.
huge point spread for over/under like that.
Yeah, so I didn't look into it, so I gave it a 1. That's going straight off the numbers I saw. And then I felt like we haven't been giving our boys Utah some love. So while y'all were talking, I went and looked. Utah minus 24 versus Stanford. Stanford's a dumpster fire. David Shaw, the coach of Stanford, he might actually be on the hot seat. That dude's been there since right after Harbaugh. But yeah, Stanford's a bad team. Utah could win this by 30 plus.
I was on Utah early, but not that they lost, but they weren't covering a lot, and they had, I think, a push or 2 as well. So I kind of fell off of them a little bit. You're right about that.
Yeah, I feel like we were all pretty high on them early on in the season. We were all picking Utah.
I mean, they're a good team. They're, they only lost 2 games.
Yeah.
Great offense.
Yeah, rising, and they got 2 good running backs.
I was actually looking. Cam Rising's one of the. I think he snuck into the top 5 QBs to be drafted in 2023 in the next draft. I didn't know Cam Rising was going to do that good.
Yeah, it sucks because, well, I guess you would have had to been playing him over Ellinger, but it seems like Cam Rising.
What up, Brady? Brady's in the chat.
What up?
I got East Carolina as my super dog. I just saw the 6-point line. Cincinnati's been kind of down this year, not as dominant. So I'll just take a risk, or not really a risk here. I'll just, blindly throw a dart and hope East Carolina pulls that out.
Looks like Brady says he's got Texas beating TCU, so it looks like you guys are all in agreement on that.
Sir, Brady, we're going to the game. Look for us on game day.
It's gonna be so funny if you can actually get on somehow.
Dude, NMB Sports, just a sign in the back.
Yeah, dude, this is where we need NMB Sports T-shirts. Like, we should make some kind of UT A&M, and then with our logo on it too, or something.
A big sign, NMB Sports, and then Ryan's sign just says Nick Bowles loves the Longhorns.
I'll take that trade. I'll take that trade.
Brady Wright loves the Longhorns. So NFL here. New York Giants minus 4.5 versus the Texans.
Yeah.
I haven't been looking, but I guess the Houston Texans they spoiled the Eagles last week. I would just always assume that no matter what, the other team is going to cover against the Texans.
Remember last week was the spread that opened up at 9 and I took it, and then it got up to like 13 and I took it, and it fell right in the middle. So you're right, they did spoil the closing line, that 13-point line.
Yeah,
I think I had that as a 2-pointer last week. That was a real kick in the D. Tennessee minus 3 versus the Broncos. Broncos just haven't been good. I don't know what's going on there. Seahawks plus 2.5 versus Tampa. Like Nick said, Seahawks have been, super consistent. I feel like this line would be more towards the Seahawks if Tom Brady wasn't on Tampa Bay. I mean, if you just look at what they've done this season,
And if they
take
hadn't
out the
won
fact
last week too.
Yeah, take out the fact that Tom Brady's on Tampa, and I think the Seahawks would be favored here. 1 point. Bills minus 3.5 versus Vikings. I was tempted to take the Vikings with the points, but I think this might be the week. Well, I mean, the Bills have been playing amazing, but I think they make a real statement here. And then
Yeah, I stayed away from that one too.
This is a huge game. I stayed away from it too. I mean, it's just Buffalo's defense is just insane.
Buffalo's at home too, so they're actually saying that Buffalo's like a touchdown favorite essentially.
Yeah, Buffalo's looked the part for sure.
Vikings, I mean, the Vikings have also just looked it too. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
not
it's gotta
something
be.
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say probably a matchup of 2 top 5 teams for sure.
Oh yeah, I stayed away from it on betting.
Then I got San Francisco -7 versus the Chargers.
Why is that line so big? I saw that and I didn't understand
Yeah, that's
it.
the same thing I thought. I think it's more of, I kind of thought that McCaffrey would roll right in last week
He
and
did.
just
He did.
pick it up. Yeah, but like I think this has to do with now McCaffrey's had 2 weeks. Maybe they've gotten like a whole new like offensive game plan. I mean, I couldn't understand why this is such a big line. San Francisco's been surprising on their lines. Like they were favored against the Rams when they weren't
huge
like
favorites.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's just like the Longhorns, where maybe Vegas is like, guys, look, San Francisco is good. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
I mean, they're.
I don't know. It's like they did beat the Rams when we were all like, why is that line like that?
Rams have been struggling though. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense now looking back.
If you look at the Chargers wins, they're against Atlanta, Denver, Cleveland, and Houston. So
Herbert's been banged up too.
That's not really great wins. And then you got San Francisco, they lost
at home
against
too
in Atlanta, but they beat the Rams. They lost. I mean, they destroyed Carolina, but that's not great. I mean, impressive. I mean, anybody can beat them.
Yeah.
This is a very weird. I mean, 7.
That's a big line for NFL for 2 decent teams.
Looks like Vegas is really honed in. Y'all see how close all the lines were this week?
Yeah, I had 2 pushes in the NFL.
I'm talking about this current week, the current lines.
Oh, okay. No, even last week they were pretty close. So there was a lot of close games in terms of the spread.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. They're all about 3 and 4.
Yeah,
except for Eagles and 49ers.
I see. The Jags, Ryan, did beat the Raiders last week, so.
But the Raiders have won 2 games, dude.
Yeah, the Raiders. It's well, I mean, like it's crazy though because there's probably 2 games the Raiders probably should have won. They probably should have beat Kansas City. But yeah, Raiders have been. I think they're a good team. That's what's frustrating about them. Like as much as I've kind of turned or like changed my mind on some of the other teams I've been wrong on, I still am sticking with the Raiders. I think they're decent. I mean they've been winning fantasy games for me, so they're producing. They just can't seem to get wins.
Oh, and I just looked up right now. Goff is 15th QBR.
Damn, he fucking fell off the last few weeks.
Dude, Derek Carr is 10th.
Yeah, Derek Carr, that's what I mean. Like Derek Carr and Adams and Josh Jacobs has been absolutely tearing it up. But
yeah, he's a beast.
They've been okay on offense. I think they're just losing games. It's really frustrating. I mean, I don't really care if they win or lose games. They've been winning me fantasy games. Is all I care about.
Hey, did y'all see last week when Georgia played Tennessee that like Stetson Bennett and then the quarterback for Tennessee were older than like 8 starters in the NFL or something?
Really? Damn.
Yes. Stetson Bennett's 25.
Zach Winkie situation or something?
Because of
or Chris
the
Winkie?
COVID.
I think it's a COVID year and like a redshirt freshman.
Oh, yeah, I totally. That still is a little old, though. I mean, 22, 23 would make sense, but 25 is still kind of high.
Dude, imagine if they had also an injury year. Those people would be like 26 years old.
That is a little weird. Stetson Bennett career stats. So maybe he did redshirt in 2018, so he has no stats. But he's on 2019, 20, 21, 22. So that's 4 years. So he would have been 21. So yeah, why is that?
Well, he also walked on. So who knows when he walked on how old
Military
he was.
service sometimes, stuff like that, you know.
Oh yeah, Quan Cosby on the Longhorns was like 28 years old.
I think that was.
I think.
Baseball too. There you go. I was gonna say that's why Chris Winkie was sold at Florida State, because he went to go play baseball and then came over to Florida State.
Dude, Chris Winkie, one of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah, he won a Heisman, dude. It's like an old man rolling out there.
Dude, yeah, he's like 28 or some shit.
Yeah, he was really old.
Dude, he was a beast. Chris Winkie. I mean,
did they win a? They didn't win the championship though, right? But he did win a Heisman, I think.
Florida State, right?
Yeah, Florida State. I'm pretty sure he won a Heisman, but they didn't win.
He was an athletic freak. I used to always put him on my team on the games, just try to make him good.
Yeah.
But
that also kind of sucks though, because then like when you get to the NFL, like there's even more pressure on you. You have to produce right away, or else you're essentially old after 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, so Stetson Bennett, 2017, redshirted at Georgia. 2018, transferred to some Jones College or some shit. So then I guess he goes back to Georgia. So he's got a red shirt in 2017. So 2018, he uses a year at Jones College.
Was it
not
like
an
FBS school? I guess it's not an FBS school, so it doesn't count as a year.
Well, even then, so the redshirt year doesn't count for 2017. And then even if you counted 2018, which I'm not sure, because I think that's junior college. I'm not sure if they count that.
I don't think that counts.
Yeah, so then he still gets 4 years regularly, but with COVID, they wiped out the 2020 season. Like, it doesn't count against your eligibility.
So he's getting like 7 years.
Yeah, he could play another year.
How old is he now? Like 23?
25.
25? That's still, how is he that old though? So like if you're 18, your redshirt year, 19 in junior college.
Remember, he walked on, so he could have, like.
Yeah, I guess it depends when he first came to Georgia.
That is crazy. And Ian, Quan Cosby was, and he got drafted in the NFL, but he was so old that he was only there for like 2 years. How old was
he? If he did get drafted, I don't think he was just like a reliable dude. I think he played baseball.
No, he went in the military.
Maybe it was something weird like that.
Yeah, he was one of the oldest people I've ever seen. But man, just think that Kyler Murray would have been the #1 draft pick in baseball and football. That is insane.
No, dude, Quan Cosby was football. I mean, baseball.
I'm talking about Kyler Murray.
No, but you said he went to the military.
He did.
All right. Is it a good place to wrap it up?
We're gonna talk anything about the NBA or?
Yeah, you got any talking points?
Well, how bad are the Lakers? Let's start there.
Yeah.
My whole if I'm looking at my if I remember my Western Conference, I think that's probably all mixed up. Just looking at teams, I mean, I think the Nets, of course, underachieving again. I think they got a new coach, which I don't think is going to help. I don't know why they got rid of Nash. I think
that was probably a mutual agreement.
Yeah, I think the Lakers, surprisingly bad. I don't think we all thought they were going to be great or anything, but I think they have like 1 or 2 wins. Utah, surprisingly good, in my opinion. Blazers, they're doing better than I thought.
I got a good talking point, Nick.
Mavericks, they frustrate me.
They'll be okay.
I watched the games with Nick, and Jesus Christ.
That's what I was going to say.
It's getting to the point where it's so repetitive that they're not even trying to change or work on the offense.
The offense, they're just teeing up it's just so obvious what we're going to do with Luka every time. It's just you're not making the defense think or guess or anything.
Do you think with this team that, a few more losses that they might do a coaching change to
No, Kidd will be around for the rest of the year. He got us to the Western Conference Finals last year, his first year, so he definitely has a year, maybe even 2 of grace. I guess like if it really went into the tank, I guess so, but I don't think that's going to happen.
What do you know?
And even if we did do really bad, it's probably because Luka gets hurt or something, and they won't hold Kidd responsible for that. If he has a bad year next year, if we have a bad year this year and next year, then yeah, I could see that. I don't really like Kidd, to be honest. I mean, I think he's a good players coach, and like for NBA, managing young guys and egos is important. Like they kind of have to like you and buy in, but I just feel like in tight spots, like when you need a play drawn up, he's lacking really bad.
Yeah. But I mean, the Mavericks are still, decently. Aren't they still top 5 in the West?
Our offense will. I mean, our offense. Our issue will be manufacturing points. I think our defense is fine. I love our defense, to be honest with you. Luka even looks much better on defense this year. So I'm not worried about the defensive end.
The fans definitely, they all say the same thing. They all said Luka's defense is better.
Yeah.
Clippers have been disappointing to me.
Yeah, I'm glad I hedged my bet on the Clippers.
Yeah, I think in the Spurs, oh my God.
The Jazz, bro. We were all wrong on the Jazz.
The Spurs, the Jazz, that's crazy.
Everyone was wrong on the Jazz, though, so I mean, that's not really saying much.
And the Spurs have nobody. Like, who do the Spurs have on their team?
They just run and gun. They're just high
Yeah,
pace.
Popovich, he had that interview or something.
He said, "Don't expect us to make the playoffs," and now it looks like,
Yeah, they're doing great.
Could be close.
Yeah, really no other besides the Jazz. Cleveland's doing really good.
I was right about that one. I had them higher than y'all.
You got that one for sure. I didn't think for being. I mean, they made that trade, but it just came. They just meshed so well.
Yeah,
like
I've always been a big fan of Donovan Mitchell, though. I think he's a solid player.
Yeah, he's proven it right now.
The T-Wolves, I think so far the T-Wolves are underperforming.
For sure.
Warriors,
Memphis,
bro. The Warriors have been sliding real hard.
They've been hit with injuries, of course.
But still, man, like they've lost like 5 or 6 in a row, or like 5 out of their last 6 or something.
I just think the Warriors at this point, though, it's like you just don't want to face them in the playoffs.
They're probably figuring, let's just get to the playoffs, and if we're healthy at that point, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, Steve Kerr, like he's definitely I don't care about getting first. Like I'd rather have my team healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's my big thing with the Mavericks too. Is like one thing Kidd also does that I don't like is he really sticks to like this 9-man, sometimes 8-man rotation.
Yeah,
like dude, an 82-game schedule rolling into the playoffs, and you're sticking to a 8 or 9-man rotation. Like you're gonna be gassed, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the opposite with Golden State. They play 10, 11 deep.
Yeah. Almost any other team, you go look at the box score, they roll at least 10 guys out there.
What are y'all total on the year? I'm like minus 9 totes.
I'm actually, hold on, let me add this up. -1, 2.
Brent, don't count out loud. An adult.
2, 6, 10.
I'm at 16.
Positive?
Positive 16.
The fuck out of here.
I'm like -9. I had a really bad day on the 4th and the 7th. That's essentially all my losses.
I always have Rockets going over. They don't have a lot of wins, but our young players are looking really good. I really like the core we have. I think they're like 4 first top 5 picks now.
Yeah, I think Houston might be one of these teams that I'm, in terms of betting, I'm probably going to be riding on a lot because they're getting big spreads. And I don't think they're that bad.
Yeah, not only that, we score. Like we're always gonna hit that over.
Yeah.
So.
But like, what was it yesterday? Y'all got +10 against Toronto without Siakam or whatever. Like that's way too much. Of course, y'all covered. Of course.
I didn't even bet on it because I was like, I just thought like, oh, watch Siakam's gonna play and I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, that was a weird with him out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, Vegas, you don't gotta hurt us that bad.
Don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah, Golden State. I think Curry had like a 50-point night the other day.
Yeah, he had like some 45, like 8-8 line or something.
Gosh, like when Curry's on, it's just probably the funnest thing to watch since like Allen Iverson. Like you said, like the no real characters. Like he's not a character, but
he still blows my mind with just his shooting,
his
dude.
Shots,
it's just crazy, man.
His release, it's like
so quick.
And his quick release, yeah. And like, dude, the fact that whole turnaround thing, like you got perfect player to do it, Steph Curry. If it would have been anyone else, like we'd have been like douche. But like, I'm just gonna turn around, the ball's gonna swish.
Yeah.
And that GIF, I don't know if that's Russell, what was that guy's name? D'Angelo Russell or whoever
shoots
from the
misses.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest GIFs or whatever they're called I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hey, mark y'all's calendar for the 16th. Number 2 Gonzaga versus number 12 Texas in basketball.
In Texas or at Gonzaga?
Texas.
Ooh.
Road trip.
Hey, Texas got a top 5 player in basketball, and then the Aggies got the number 1 player in the state.
Nice. Yeah, the Aggies recruiting. I mean, with the whole NIL rules, dude. Like, I still stand by that A&M had the absolute most to gain out of anybody compared to like how they perform versus the amount of money they have. They've always been a little disappointing in that regard, but now everything's on the table now, so that probably includes basketball.
Yeah,
I think we even got some wide receiver last year we recruited who's like a 4-star basketball recruit too, who's going to play for us. I can't remember his name, but I think he's still around, so we'll see him this year.
So what's he going to play?
Both basketball and football. I don't know how it's going to work out, but
how's that work? Is right now, like when the season's over.
I have no idea. No idea.
Well, I guess the season's
one, like the one to do the whole season.
Yeah, he probably does. Maybe he does basketball afterwards. I'll look it up and maybe we could talk about it next time.
Yeah, I don't have much college. I've just been.
I have zero college. I haven't done any homework at all.
Well, the games are still shitty. It's like, the early season where they're playing, like Texas is playing Houston Baptist today.
Yeah, I feel it out a little bit.
37-point favorite. I got them.
Yeah.
I got them covering that.
Really?
For sure.
Oh yeah. I'll show you I got like a whole shit ton of parlays.
You already know Renz. Yeah, I was about to say Ren's been waiting for college basketball.
Wait a minute.
I love college basketball.
Hold on. Did someone might have just?
What?
Man, I think someone took the Longhorns guy, put him in an Aggies uniform, and then tweeted it. I was wondering how the hell that happened. The Longhorns got the number 1 player in the state.
Oh yeah, that's funny because Jimmy, you know that guy Jimmy High Roller I talk about all the time? He had a video saying just this. He's like, this needs to stop, and it's always about how they're like constantly photoshopping different players like in different jerseys and being like, oh, what if this happened and what if this happened? And it's always like just ridiculous ideas that will never happen.
Oh, but
that's
OBJ,
funny.
You think the Cowboys get Odell Beckham?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know where he's at. Like, if why hasn't anyone picked him up if he's healthy? That's what I worry about.
That and he hasn't always been.
I think he's still hurt. Like, he's still rehabbing, right? Or is he just now getting healthy?
Yeah, and like, I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. But like,
also, does Dallas need
exactly?
I mean, they're on a roll. Do you want to? Don't mess with something that
Yeah, like
if it's not broke.
When we took Hardy or whatever that one time, like we were like a 500 team. So it's like okay, I can see taking the risk, right? But like right now, I don't think we need to be taking risk. If we can get something that's
Right.
like a sure thing or a good move for sure, then okay. But if you're just kind of rolling the dice on Odell, then I think it's the risk is not worth the reward. The
It's
juice
not
is
like
not
the
worth the
pass-
squeeze.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is that what they say?
Yeah, I mean,
Something like
that being
And
said,
also-
wide receiver depth is probably our biggest weakness, I think. So
It might be, but then the pass game is still on point.
yeah, Dak looks
So-
good. He came back looking good, so I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah. And y'all just had go ahead.
This is unrelated to sports, but related to NNB. Hold on. So I put the mullet
Your
warrior
brightness
on
is
Twitter.
so Ian. You look like you're staring into the sun.
Dude,
that's what I
what's
said
weird is
earlier.
on Discord it shows
There you
me
go.
as
There you go,
normal.
there you go.
That's good.
There you go. Now
Oh,
you
it's the screen.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
just
say it's
Discord's
probably your
dark.
screen is up all the way. That's all right.
So I posted the mullet warrior
Yeah.
on Twitter, and dude, a ton of people retweeted. It's got like 3,352 impressions.
Whoa.
Yeah, like
Nice.
773 views. Pretty good.
And when did you post this? Like just today?
This was 5 hours ago.
He always
Oh,
waits,
shit.
Like, when Texas is doing good, he'll go put some mullet warrior up when they're bad.
Because it's short enough that it like you can't put a whole Bijan clip up like the whole video. I guess I could. I'm gonna do that clip I made today, the short. I took Ryan's approach, and he told me because I was just posting stuff and slowly getting followers, and he's like, "Dude, you just gotta like anybody who engages your shit, go follow them." Definitely wrote them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people
Twitter's-
do the whole like follow and then they get a follow back and then they immediately unfollow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should do that, but
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's like, who cares how many people you follow? It's just if you
Yeah.
follow 50,000 and then you get 10,000, like it's a win for you.
oh yeah, what's I forgot about our little side bets in the NBA.
Oh God.
Over under Harden 24.5 points per game. Where's he at?
Let's see. Ian, you on the computer?
Yeah, I'm looking up right now.
Harden points per game. Whoops. Oh, I think he's only at he's below it now.
At 22.
Damn, he's at 22.
Uh-oh.
Shit. I had him on the over.
My hate of Harden is finally gonna pay off.
Dude, he is but 10 assists and you gotta give it to him. He's a way better
22,
passer
7,
every
and
time.
10. Yeah, I mean that's a hell of a
That's-
stat
that's-
line.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
He's tied for
the-
first in assists per game, so
Oh wow.
yeah, that's crazy.
How wrong would we all be on that?
Yeah, that'd be pretty nuts. What was the other one?
Assist.
No,
yeah. Russell Westbrook.
3.5 turnovers for Westbrook. That's probably gonna be under by a lot.
Yeah, the Lakers are just, I don't know what's going on. Like,
Apparently, LeBron wants a trade now. I mean, not that that's surprising.
yeah, like Anthony Davis, like one day he's there, one day he's not. One day LeBron's there, one not. Like Russell Westbrook is just loving it because he's like, I'll play every day and just.
Anthony
ball hog,
Davis is
but-
like 29 going on 40. Like it's just falling apart.
Yeah.
I mean, are they even hurt? They're just not really.
Davis is healthy now, but he just can't stay healthy. And then I think James has been a little dinged up. I think he's coming back tomorrow or the next game or whatever, but he's missed the last few. But yeah, I will say this. I wish the Mavericks would have traded for Russell Westbrook just to clear up some cap space. But it's now it's too late.
Hey Nick.
Yeah.
So I guess from what I was reading, you have to do basically on your YouTube app on your phone is how you get shorts up there.
That's how I do it. I haven't figured out, because one of the videos you sent me, I want to say it was the Dragon Ball video. For whatever reason, when I uploaded that one, it automatically went into a short. I don't know why, what the difference was. I tried to put the hashtag shorts in it. I can't figure out what makes a video automatically upload to a short and what doesn't. So I just upload the video. I private it. I'll make it public. I'll make it public just for a second because it has to be public to make a short into it. So like I'll make it public. I'll make the short and then I'll upload that and then I'll re-private the original video. And you have to keep that original video on. Like you have to at least, you can't delete it or else it'll take the short with it.
Oh shit! Well, can you make the Bijan one I just put a short? Because I couldn't figure out how to do it on the PC.
Yeah, did you send it to? Oh, you uploaded it to the channel?
Yeah, it's up there, and I thought that from what I read that it says like you could put it in there, and then like sometimes YouTube will pick it up. But I guess on the app you can like actually just choose to make a short.
I do it on my phone. There's like it's called a remix or something button, like, and it says, do you want to do, I don't know what a remix is, but you can make a short or do a remix, and I just do the short real quick. Takes like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it says right here, find a video you've already uploaded. Under the video, something about a create button, and you can edit it into a short.
Yeah, I wish the desktop was a little easier, but the phone just seems to be a easier method.
Yeah, we'll get that one up there so we can get it in the algorithm.
Yeah, I'll do it as soon as we get done
do our job. Make YouTube do our job.
Yeah. All right, is that good?
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. Can we all agree the Astros are a dynasty now?
I'll get it to you just because you've been calling for it for 5 years.
When we weren't.
yeah, you've been so consistent. I kind of have to give it to you.
Yeah, I think they'll be back next year. Verlander opting out. Really, it's probably just for money.
Y'all been so dominant the whole time. Like it's fair.
We went to the World Series with our two best pitchers hurt, and we got them to 6. But none of that is. I think if we could get Verlander back, then we'll just be right back there next year.
Y'all went from like what could have been to you sewed it up.
Yeah, that would have been kind of shitty to lose 3 World Series in a row.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
Dude, the Phillies really scared the shit out of me.
As a man who's lost back-to-back World Series, I can tell you it's not fun.
He personally lost them.
Yeah, by myself. I was batter 1 through 9 and the pitcher.
Josh Hamilton is just that. He was one of the.
He was an absolute beast. He was crazy.
He was an absolute.
What a find! And is it also a bust? It might have been the ultimate find / ultimate bust, like #1 overall pick. And
wait, if he was the #1 pick, how is he a find?
Because he was
he was a junkie heroin addict who came back.
He went to Tampa Bay, got into drugs.
So the find would have been taking another chance on him.
That's exactly what happened. Like he was so bad in the drugs, and to think he just came back and he's smashing 100-mile-an-hour pitches after being a drug addict. That is, and not only that, like he put on one of the best shows ever at a home run derby. Like
it really sucks. He got into drugs again.
He was I think it was alcohol got him back. Like, and it was gonna be hard. Like, I mean, he had somebody always traveling with them, right? Like a
counselor
person always. But damn, dude, those teams were loaded. He was a badass. I really wish the Rangers would have won.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to win with him in that group we had.
Those hitters were insane. Y'all just really didn't have pitching. Y'all had
story of my life.
Great. Yeah, I mean it was, but Josh Hamilton, like fun players to watch. You got like Ichiro was one of the funnest players to watch. I think just Hamilton being a beast.
Hamilton just also made it look so effortless. Like
that's
the
what
amount
I say,
of
like
power he had, and it just looked like it just came easy.
Yeah,
like he was definitely the embodiment of the natural. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He made it look really natural. I mean, and if you're gonna get into a drug addiction and then come back and still be that good, I mean, that obviously tells you you're pretty
imagine
good.
if he never got into drugs. Like
I know.
Oh man, he's just a great player, like all around. Like he could field and hit.